Hey everyone, and welcome back to the series on Python. So we are returning back to the data types. So in this session we are going to start lists data type. So let's get started. So we have already studied about numeric data type, integer data type, complex data type, float data type, and strings data type. Now in this session we are going to start list or list data type. So let's get started with the list. Let's understand what lists are. So what is a list? A list is a sequence of comma separated values. So first of all, what is a sequence? If you remember from the last sessions that we studied about strings, I told you that a sequence is basically nothing but a combination of something. For example, this is a box, this is another box, and this is another box. And let's say in the first box we have banana, the next one we have an apple, in the next one we have something like watermelon or something. Okay, so we can say this as a sequence of fruits. Let's just write that, sequence of fruits, right? Okay, now this is just a simple sequence of fruits, but one more thing I showed you, that instead of fruits, if I add like characters like 3, H, E, or anything like A, so this will be called as sequence of characters, right? Just a second, sequence of characters. Or we can also call this as a string, right? This thing, the sequence of character, is also called as a string, right? So string is nothing but a different name for this thing, a sequence of characters. But now let's move it ahead. Now let's say we don't have fruits, we don't have characters, we have some values, and by values I mean something like this. Let's say we have a number 23. In the next box we have a string, yes, a whole string itself. Let's say hello. And in the next one, let's say we have a floating data type 3.91 or something. So this will be called a sequence of values, right? So a sequence of values. And by the way, the fruits and characters are also values, but in this case we are basically using some derived values as well. For example, this part here is a string, which itself is a sequence of characters, and now this we can use inside the list, right? So list basically can contain any kind of data. List is a sequence that can contain any kind of data. It doesn't have to be a character, a fruit, or anything else. For example, in the sequence of fruits, the data must be fruits. In sequence of characters or strings, the data must be characters only. But in the case of list, it can be anything. We can even store a list inside of a list. You will see in future. For now, just understand, a list is a sequence of basically values, and those values are separated by commas as we write them in Python. You will see. Now the values may be of the same or different type. So in the list we can even store mixed type of values. So for example, in the first box we stored a number or an integer. In the second box we stored a string, and in the third box we stored a floating type number, right? So it can be different types. Even we can store complex, even other lists, dictionaries, tuples, anything. So this is a list. Now creating a list, how can we actually create a list? So we can create a list by two methods. And the first one is using square brackets like this, and the second one is list function or list constructor. So don't focus on list constructor that much for now. Just understand we can do it by list function. Just you can understand that this is also called as a list constructor. You will understand constructor properly when I will take a separate session on it. So let's see the first method now, that is using square brackets. Let's go ahead and open up Ideally. So see, here I have opened up Ideally. Now let's create a variable, and first of all we are going to be using this first method, that is square brackets. So how do we do that? Well, first of all we add square brackets open and square brackets close, and inside of that we basically add the values separated by commas. So for example, if we want to store something, let's just add a comment. If we want to store something like 23 hello and 31.9 in the as the values of the list, what we can do is add like this 23 then comma and then string hello then comma and then 31.9. So first of all square brackets start and square brackets close, then the values separated by commas, right? So basically commas are the separators here. The first type is integer, the next one is string, and the next one is floating type or float. So if we press enter, it's running properly and there's no error. So now if we try to print a, sorry about that, now what should we get? Well, a is storing the list that is holding the values 23 hello 31.9. so let's enter and see, we got the list 23 hello 31.9. and again in Python this single quotes and these double quotes don't matter, because both of those are used for strings only. So now let's create another string. For example, let's just make a string of integers only, because why not? Okay, so if I do print b, yes, we got the list that we created, that is 2 3 4 5 78. So now let's take a look at the second method, that is using list function or list constructor. So for that let's say first of all we are going to make the variable as c, then equals to, and then list function, and we will add a parenthesis because every function has parenthesis after its name when we are executing that function. So inside that we will basically add square brackets again, or we can even add the parenthesis, and then within parenthesis we will pass the value that we want to insert in the list. For example 1 2 1 3 56.4 high and anything that we want to. So let's just press enter, and now if I print c, we are getting the list that we expected. So this is the second method we can create a list. So I will recommend using just for the square brackets for now, as using this list function doesn't make much of a sense, because both of those things are doing the same thing, and in the second method we have to type some extra things like list and some extra parentheses as well. So the first method was pretty good, I guess, and I also use this a lot. Now if we want to be let's say create an empty list, that is if we want to create a list that doesn't hold any value, I mean that is basically empty. So what we can do is, let's say the variable name is d, and square brackets open and square brackets closed, because we don't want to insert any value like 1 2. We don't want to do that because we want to keep the list or sequence empty. So if we hit enter, it runs properly, and if I do print d, see we got an empty list here. So this is working as well. Now one more method is just to use the list function. So let's say d is equal to list like this, and this should also work. So if I print d now, sorry, we should be getting the same thing. So now let's move forward. Now these are some of the examples of lists. We have already seen many examples on Ideally, but you can see this again. A is equal to, we have created a list for integers only, 1 2 3 4 5 67 89. In the next one we have created a list called B, which is storing 2 strings, 1 float and 1 integer. In the next one we have created a list which is storing 1 string and 2 integers, and it is made by list function or list constructor. In the next example we have made a list which is stored in the variable called D using the list function or constructor again, and we have stored 23 43 which are integers, an empty string, and a string with a space, a string having 5 and 4, and then a complex value, that is 3 plus 4j. So basically we can have any value inside the list. We can even have a list inside of list. For example, this is a list, let's say, and we can have another list like 3 4 inside this list, and we can have an integer value. So in this example we have A is equal to a list, and inside that list we have one more list as the first value of the outside list or external list, and the second value we have just an integer. So we can nest as many lists as we want to. So in the next session you will see all these things in much detail, because I will be using some functions, methods and things that can be operated on lists. So this is it for this session on Python about lists. I hope this was clear to you, and in the next session we will see the operations that we can perform on lists. So if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.